Okay, so chapter 23, you know the drill.
Yeah.
You read the purport after I get done. Ekona vimse vimsatime vrishnishu prapyajanmani Rama Krishna viti bhuvo Bhagavan aharad baram. Synonyms. Ekona vimse, in the 19th, vimsatime, in the 20th also, Vrishnishu, in the Vrishni dynasty, Prapya, having obtained Janmini births, Ram, Balaram, Kṛṣṇa, Sri Kṛṣṇa, Iti, thus, Bhuvo, of the world, Bhagavan, the personality of Godhead, Araharat, removed, Baram, burden. Translation. In the 19th and 20th incarnations, the Lord invented himself as Lord Balaram and Lord Kṛṣṇa in the family of Vrishni, the Yadu dynasty. And by so doing, he removed the burden of the world.
All right. The purport is the specific mention of the word Bhagavan in this text indicates that Balaram and Kṛṣṇa are original forms of the Lord. This will be further explained later. Lord Kṛṣṇa is not an incarnation of the Purusha. As we learned from the beginning of this chapter, he is directly the original personality of Godhead, and Balaram is the first plenary manifestation of the Lord from Baladeva, the first phalanx. Is that phalanx?
Yeah, it's
What's
called
that?
phalanx.
Phalanx.
Phalanx is like a group of soldiers or a
Like a
lot.
bullet.
There's a lot of a phalanx is like hundreds of thousands.
Wow. Of plenary expansions. The Vasudev, the Sankirtan, what's the other two?
Aniruddha and Pradumna.
Expands of the Lord Sri Krishna as Vasudev and Baladev is Sankirtan.
Shankarshan. Shankarshan is the serpent who has 1,000 hoods, and he's holding up on the top of his hoods all of the universes, and he doesn't even feel them because he's huge, and he's always glorifying Krishna. He's got 1,000 mouths, but he never gets done glorifying Krishna because it's endless. But Baladev is Shankarshan. He's also Lakshman, and he's also Nityananda. So Krishna is also Lord Chaitanya. Krishna is Ram, and Krishna is so Krishna is Lord Chaitanya.
Yeah. And then the fish too, Matsya.
Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Nahayanya. He's non-different from Radha and Krishna.
Yeah.
Lord Chaitanya. And he's the only way we can approach him is through Krishna and Radharani and Krishna is through Lord Chaitanya. But first we have to get Nityananda's mercy, because Nityananda is he's like the treasure chest of all of the pastimes of Krishna. And he's like the manifestation of the guru. So when you're, okay, here's Brian. Cool. Hey, Brian.
Hey, Scott.
How you doing?
What's up, buddy? Sorry I'm a little late.
Hey, no problem. Better late than never. Are you at home now?
Right.
Or at your mom's house?
No, I'm at my place. And it sounds like Armageddon outside. That's all I hear is sirens.
Oh yeah, well, it is Armageddon pretty much. Like all the stuff that's going on in the world. My God, this world is in a sorry place. I'm telling you. It's like every time we watch the news in the morning, like there's an earthquake or something in Haiti or something, I'll say, hey, you want to move to Haiti? Oh, and you want to move to Israel? It's really nice this time of year,
Yeah.
God, it's like horrible. But anyway, nobody can do anything about it because Congress is not in session because they don't have a speaker. I mean, this is like everything's so dysfunctional right now. It's like amazing. I don't know how we even live in this world. But anyway, we're gonna get out of this world right now. I'm going to continue. We just got done reading. We're in the chapter called the incarnations, the list of the incarnations of Krishna. You know,
Okay.
Krishna had Buddha. He's a Buddha. He's Nrsimhadev, like the altar in my house. You know, he's half
Yeah.
man, half incarnation. And then Alan and I say hello to Alan. He's
Oh, hey, Alan.
Well,
he lives in McKeesport.
Nice to
And-
meet you,
yeah, but,
Alan.
real quick, isn't Mahavishnu Balaram too?
No, Mahavishnu, well, he's a plenary expansion. Oh, here's Melissa. Oh my God, we got like everybody's joining in now. Hey, Melissa, how you doing? Lovely to see you.
Hi, thanks.
Yeah, we got Alan and Brian. It's amazing. And I've never had this many Vaishnavas in one session. It's very nice to see you, Prabhu. How's your job doing?
Oh, doing great. I'm really, really thankful for it.
Oh, okay,
Thankful.
good.
It's hard to find a good fit.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you're doing well. It seems like you're always in and out of jobs and in and out of apartments.
Don't say
But
that.
I'm glad that maybe you have somebody stable right now, and Kṛṣṇa will give you some blessings. Anyway,
Okay.
we're in the chapter, we're going to continue on here, and we just got done reading this chapter or this verse here from the list of incarnations of Kṛṣṇa. Text 23 is talking about how Kṛṣṇa invented himself as Lord Kṛṣṇa and Balaram, the 19th and 20th incarnations. And we just read that. Alan and I were the first on. So I'm going to read the Sanskrit synonyms and translation, and then Brian, you can read the first verse, and Melissa, you can read the second verse, okay?
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right. So here's the text 24. Tata kalo sampravrite samohaya saradvisham buddha janma jnana sutta kikateshu bivasiti. Synonyms: tata, thereafter, kalo, the age of Kali, sampravrite, having ensued, samohaya, for the purpose of deluding, sura, the theists, divisham, those who are envious, Buddha, Lord Buddha, namna, of the name Ajnana Sutta, Anjana Sutta, whose mother was Anjana, Kikateshu, in the province of Gaya, Bihar, Vivishiti, will take place. So this is in the future. This was spoken 5,000 years ago, but so he's predicting the appearance of Buddha.
Oh, wow.
Vyasadeva is a literary incarnation. He knows all these names that are going to happen in the future after Kṛṣṇa. So here's the translation. Then, in the beginning of Kali Yuga, the Lord will appear as Lord Buddha, the son of Anjana, in the province of Gaya, just for the purpose of deluding those who are envious of the faithful theist. Okay, go ahead, Brian.
Lord Buddha, a powerful incarnation of the personality of Godhead, appeared in the province of Gaya, Bihar, as the son of Anjana, and he preached his own conception of nonviolence and deprecated even the animal sacrifices sanctioned in the Vedas. At the time when Lord Buddha appeared, the people in general were atheistic and preferred animal flesh to anything else. On the plea of Vedic sacrifice, every place was practically turned into a slaughterhouse, and animal killing was indulged in unrestrictedly. Lord Buddha preached nonviolence, taking pity on the poor animals. He preached that he did not believe in the tenets of the Vedas and stressed the adverse psychological effects incurred by animal killing. Less intelligent men of the age of Kali, who had no faith in God, followed his principle, and for the time being, they were trained in moral discipline and nonviolence, the preliminary steps proceeding further on the path of God realization. He deluded the atheists because such atheists who followed his principles did not believe in God, but they kept their absolute faith in Lord Buddha, who himself was an incarnation of God. Thus, the faithless people were made to believe in God in the form of Lord Buddha. That was the mercy of Lord Buddha. He made the faithless faithful to him.
Go ahead, Melissa.
Killing of animals before the advent of Lord Buddha was the most prominent feature of the society. People claimed that these were Vedic sacrifices. When the Vedas are not accepted through the authoritative disciplic succession, the casual readers of the Vedas are misled by the flowery language of that system of knowledge. In the Bhagavad Gita, a comment has been made on such foolish scholars. Avipasita. The foolish scholars of Vedic literature who do not care to receive the transcendental message through the transcendental realized sources of disciplic succession are sure to be bewildered. To them, the ritualistic ceremonies are considered to be all in all. They have no depth of knowledge. According to the Bhagavad Gita, Vedas cha saver aham eva vedya. The whole system of the Vedas is to lead one gradually to the path of the Supreme Lord. The whole theme of Vedic literature is to know the Supreme Lord. The individual soul, the cosmic situation, and the relation between all these items. When the realization is known, the relative function begins. And as a result of such a function, the ultimate goal of life, or going back to Godhead, takes place in the easiest manner. Unfortunately, unauthorized scholars of the Vedas become captivated by the purificatory ceremonies only, and natural progress is thereby checked.
Yeah, that verse, Vedescha Savar Aham Eva Vedya, means Krishna is talking. He's saying, or I am the knower of the, I'm the compiler of the Vedas. I'm the knower of the Vedas. See, only God can, compile transcendental knowledge. Nobody else can do that. If somebody else has anything that's not in that coming down from God himself, then it's bogus. Go ahead, Alan. You can read the next one. You're actually,
Yeah,
we'll take turns here, Brian, and can read after the one after that.
all right.
Read To Such Bewildered Persons, Alan.
Yeah, to such bewildered people of the atheistic prosperity, Lord Buddha is the emblem of theism. He therefore, first of all, wanted to check the habit of animal killing. The animal killers are dangerous elements on the path going back to Godhead. There are two types of animal killers. The soul is also sometimes called animal or a living being. Therefore, both the slaughter of animals and those who have lost their identity or soul are animal killers.
Okay, go ahead, Brian. Read the next one.
Maharaja Parikshit.
It's with S under an eighth is shit. Parikshit.
Said that only the animal killer cannot relish the transcendental message of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, if people are to be educated to the path of Godhead, they must be taught first and foremost to stop the process of animal killing, as above mentioned. It is nonsensical to say that animal killing has nothing to do with spiritual realization. By this dangerous theory, many so-called sannyasis have sprung up by the grace of Kali Yuga, who preached animal killing under the garb of the Vedas. The subject matter has already been discussed in the conversation between Lord Caitanya and Mulana Chadkazi Shehab. The animal sacrifice, as stated in the Vedas, is different from the unrestricted animal killing in the slaughterhouse. Because the Ashuras, or the so-called scholars of Vedic literatures, put forward the evidence of animal killing in the Vedas, Lord Buddha superficially denied the authority of the Vedas. This rejection of the Vedas by Lord Buddha was adopted in order to save people from the vice of animal killing, as well as to save the poor animals from the slaughtering process of their big brothers who clamor for universal brotherhood, peace, justice, and equity. There's no justice when there's animal killing. Lord Buddha wanted to stop it completely, and therefore his cult of Amisha was propagated not only in India, but also outside the country.
All right, Melissa, you want to read the next one?
Yeah. Technically, Lord Buddha's philosophy is called atheistic because there is no acceptance of the Supreme Lord, and because that system of philosophy denied the authority of the Vedas. But that is an act of camouflage by the Lord. Lord Buddha is the incarnation of Godhead. As such, he is the original propounder of Vedic knowledge. He therefore cannot reject Vedic philosophy, but he rejected it outwardly because the Sura Dvisa, or the demons who are always envious of devotees of Godhead, try to support cow killing or animal killing from the pages of the Vedas. And this is now being done by the modernized sannyasis. Lord Buddha had to reject the authority of the Vedas altogether. This is simply technical, and had it not been so, he would not have been so accepted as the incarnation of Godhead, nor would he have been worshipped in the transcendental songs of poet Jayadeva, who is a Vaisnava Acharya. Lord Buddha preached the preliminary principles of the Vedas in a manner suitable for the time, and so also did Sankaracharya to establish the authority of the Vedas. Therefore, both Lord Buddha and Acharya Sankara paved the path of theism and Vaishnava Acharyas. Specifically, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu led the people on the path towards the realization of going back to Godhead.
I'll read then the last paragraph and the next verse. This is amazing. You know, it talks about the accuracy of this scripture here. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam was composed just prior to the beginning of the age of Kali, about 5,000 years ago, and Lord Buddha appeared about 2,600 years ago. Therefore, in the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Lord Buddha is foretold. Such is the authority of this clear scripture. There are many such prophecies, and they are being fulfilled one after another. They will indicate the positive standing of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, which is without any trace of mistake, illusion, cheating, and imperfection, which are the four flaws of all conditioned souls. The liberated souls are all above these flaws. Therefore, they can see and foretell things which are to take place on distant future dates. In other words, you know, you can see from the verse itself, the son of Anjana, that was his father, and he appeared in the province of Gaya, which is a famous pilgrimage place in India. So, you know, that's the accuracy. Okay, text 25. Atasho yuga sandhyayam dasyu prayeshu rajasu janita vishnu yashaso namna kalkir jagatpati. Synonyms. Ata, thereafter, Aso, the same Lord, Yuga Sandhyayam, at the conjunction of the Yugas, Dasyu, plunderers, Prayeshu, almost all, Rajeshu, the governing personalities, Janita, will take his birth, Vishnu, named Vishnu, Yashasa, surnamed Yasa, in the name of Kalki, the incarnation of the Lord, Jagatpati, the Lord of creation. Translation. Thereafter, at the conjunction of two yugas, the Lord of creation will take his birth as the Kalki incarnation and become the son of Vishnu Yasa. At this time, almost all the rulers of the earth will have degenerated into plunderers. So that's going to happen in about 427,000 years from now.
Wow.
And yeah. In the last part of the Bhagavatam, it talks about the Kali Yuga, and one of the Prabhupada didn't write that last two cantos, but Sridhananda Goswami, he says that Lord Kṛṣṇa will come as Kalki. He'll be riding on a horse, and he'll take his sword and decapitate all these so-called kings who are, you know, dressed as kings, but they're actually demons, demoniac Shudras, and he will beat the pollution out of them. That's what he said.
Nice.
So,
one.
Alan, you want to read the
Yeah.
purport?
Yeah, the purport is another foretelling of the advent of Lord Kalki is the incarnation of Godhead. He is appear on the conjunction of the two yugas, namely at the end of Kali Yuga and the beginning of the Satya Yuga. The cycle of the four yugas, namely Satya, Trecha, Vijayarpya, and Kali, rotate like the calendar months. The present Kali Yuga lasts 432,000 years, out of which we have only passed 5,000 years after the Battle of Kurukshetra and the end of the regime of King Parikshit. So there are 427,000 years balance yet to be finished. Therefore, at the end of this period, the incarnation of Kalki will take place as the foretold of the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. The name of his father, Vishnu Yasha, a learned Brahmana, and the village Sambala are also mentioned. As above mentioned, all these foretellings will prove to be the factual and chronological order that is the authority of the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam.
Yeah, the everything is taking place one after another, but Kalki is going to appear at the end of Kali Yuga, and at that time, it'll be so degraded. I mean, it's happening really fast. The degradation of Kali Yuga. This age is known as the age of quarrel and hypocrisy. You can see the quarrels going on. Now, you have two major wars going on right now. One in Russia, one in Israel, and over less important things. And it's just becoming hellish. You have millions of refugees in the last 12 days have fled from Israel. And the characteristics of the age of Kali, the people are quarrelsome, lazy, misguided, unlucky, and above all, always disturbed. And so at the end of Kali Yuga, their memories and their physical strength and their height and their physical qualities and their intelligence and all these things will be going down, and more sinful activities will happen until the end of the 427,000 years from now, just before Kalki takes place. They'll be about 4 feet tall. They'll only live for about 27 or 30 years, and they'll eat their own children, the general populace.
27.
So you don't hang around for that. It's not I don't want to go to Israel, but I don't want to hang around until the end of Kali Yuga either, Just get me out of here, please.
Yeah.
So we got 9 minutes left here.
Okay.
Let's see. I guess I'm going to read the text real quick here. Avatara hi asankhyeya hare sattva nider dvija yata vida shina kulya sarasha su sahasrasha. Synonyms. Avatara, incarnations, he certainly. Asankhyeya, innumerable. Hare, of Hari, the Lord. Sattvanide, of the ocean of goodness. Dvija, the Brahmanas. Yata, as it is. Advidasina, inexhaustible. Kulya, rivulets. Sharasha, of vast lakes. Shu, are. Sahasrasha, thousands of. Translation. O Brahmanas, the incarnations of the Lord are innumerable, like rivulets flowing from inexhaustible sources of water. Is it your turn, Melissa?
I think so.
Yeah, go ahead.
The list of incarnations of the personality of Godhead given herein is not complete. It is only a partial view of all the incarnations. There are many others, such as Sri Hayagriva, Sri Hamsa, Prini Garbha, Vibhu, Satisena, Vaikuntha, Sarvabhauma, Visvasena, Dharmasetu, Sudama, Yogesvara, Radhabanu, and others of the bygone ages. Sri Prahlad Maharaj said in his prayer, "My Lord, you manifest as many incarnations as there are species of life, namely the aquatics, the vegetables, the reptiles, the birds, the beasts, the men, the demigods, just for the maintenance of the faithful and the annihilation of the unfaithful. You advent yourself in this way in accordance to the necessity of the different yugas. In the Kali Yuga, you have incarnated garbed as a devotee. This incarnation of the Lord in the Kali Yuga is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There are many other places, both in the Bhagavatam and in other scriptures, in which the incarnation of the Lord as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is publicly mentioned. In the Brahma Samhita, also it is said indirectly that although there are many incarnations of the Lord, such as Rama, Nrsimha, Varaha, Matsya, Kurma, and many others, the Lord himself sometimes incarnates as in person. Lord Kṛṣṇa and Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are not, therefore, incarnations, but the original source of all other incarnations. This will be clearly explained in the next sloka. So the Lord is an inexhaustible source for innumerable incarnations, which are not always mentioned, but such incarnations are distinguished by specific extraordinary feats which are impossible to be performed in any living being. That is the general test to identify an incarnation of the Lord. Directly and indirectly empowered. Some incarnations mentioned above are almost plenary portions. For instance, the Kumaras are empowered with transcendental knowledge. Sri Narada is empowered with devotional service. Maharaj Purtu is an empowered incarnation with executive function. The Matsya incarnation is directly a plenary portion, so the innumerable incarnations of the Lord are manifested all over the universes constantly, without cessation, as water flows constantly from waterfalls.
It's a beautiful analogy. You know, Lord, these are called avatars, these different various empowered incarnations like Maharaj Prithu, Sri Narada Muni, the Kumars, and also Lord Jesus Christ is considered a Shakti Avesha avatar. Shakti means power, and avatar means one who comes down from the spiritual world. Text 27. Rishaya Manavo Deva Mano Putra Mahojasa Kala Sarva Hareva Saprajapataya Smrita. Synonyms: Rishaya, all the sages; Manava, all the Manus; Deva, all the demigods; Manuputra, all the descendants of Manu; Maha Ojasa, very powerful; Kala, portion of the plenary portion; Sarva, all collectively; Hare, of the Lord; Eva, certainly; Saprajapataya, along with the Prajapatis; Smrita, are known. Translation: all the rishis, manus, demigods, and descendants of Manu, who are especially powerful, are plenary portions or portions of the plenary portions of the Lord. This also includes the Prajapatis. Go ahead, Al.
Those who are comparatively less powerful are called how do you pronounce that?
Vibhuti.
Vibhuti. And those who are comparatively more powerful are called avesas. How do you pronounce it? Avesa?
Avesha. Well, it's
Avesha.
so the line above it is the A with the line above it is A, and then S with a slash above it is SH. Avesha.
Avesha incarnations.
Avesha avatar. Anyway, text 28. We got about 3 minutes left here. Ete chamsa kala pumsa. Oh yeah, this is a very important verse here. This describes Kṛṣṇa as the origin of all incarnations. Ete chamsa kala pumsa Kṛṣṇas tu Bhagavan Swayam Indriyari Vaikulyam Logam Mridyantu Yuge Yuge. Synonyms: Ete, all these cha, and amsa, plenary portions, kala, portions of the plenary portions, pumsha, of the Supreme, Kṛṣṇa, Lord Kṛṣṇa, too, but Bhagavan, the personality of God, at Swayam, in person, Indriyari, the enemies of Indra, Vyakulam, disturbed, Lokam, all the planets, Mridyanti, gives protection, Yuge, in different ages. Translation. All of the above mentioned incarnations are either plenary portions or portions of the plenary portions of the Lord, but Lord Sri Kṛṣṇa is the original personality of Godhead. That's what is called Swayam Bhagavan. Jiva Goswami gives a whole chapter on this, explaining exactly what that means, and in refutation to all other, ideas about, like, Vishnu was the original one. There's so many different things that he defeats all of them and establishes Kṛṣṇa as Swayam Bhagavan. Kṛṣṇa is the original Supreme Personality of Godhead. All of them appear on planets whenever there is a disturbance created by the atheists. The Lord incarnates to protect the atheists. I think we're going to have to stop here because we don't have much time. Anybody have any questions?
Would you mention that, were you mentioning before everyone came on, I was asking about Balaram, if he was the first expansion of Mahavishnu, and you said no, and that's when kind of people kind of came on. So what was it that you were wanting to finish? He is not Balaram?
No, Mahavishnu is a portion of Kṛṣṇa, but he is not Mahavishnu. He's the second expansion of Kṛṣṇa. He's Śikṣāṣtaka.
Shocker.
Yeah, he's also Śikṣāṣtaka is the 1,000-headed snake which holds up the universe. He's the original. He is also the original personality of Godhead, but he's the second incarnation. Kṛṣṇa and Balaram are not different, but you have to go through the mercy of Balaram to get to Kṛṣṇa, just like Nityananda. Nityananda is the incarnation of the spiritual master. So the spiritual master, the guru, is the manifestation of Nityananda. Nityananda is also Balaram, and he's also Śikṣāṣtaka. He's also Lakshman. So all these people, these incarnations are the same, and they appear whenever and wherever there's a disturbance of atheists. Anyway, I want to thank you all for coming on, and it was nice to have like more than two guys.
Thanks for having me.
So thank you, Brian. Thank you, Melissa. Maybe I'll see you next week, hopefully.
Bye.